My newborn daughter doesn't look like any of us, and it provoked rude comments towards us. Hi there. First of all, sorry for spelling. English isn't my first language. So, to the point, me and my husband are completely blonde, blue-eyed couple. His family are also mostly blondes. From my bio family, I know only mom and my dad. Mom adopted from Balkans. Impossible to get more info. Dad knew only his mom. Our first two kids, M, 3, and F, 2, look like zero copies. More like twins even though they are a year apart. Super white blonde, blue eyes, same noses, etc. Now I gave birth month ago to our third daughter and she came completely different from all of us. Brown hair, dark eyes, unusual face, nothing like me or my husband. Neither of us worry since we know how genetic works and how much of a mix can sometimes happen, especially kids getting some random genes mix of the ancestors. Problem started after I gave birth. All my joy and happiness from holding this little bundle of joy has been sucked out when my friend made comment that she looks nothing like dad, started to ask what I was doing when I had a work Christmas party, insinuating that I'm some kind of cheating. It hurt a lot, especially that I really saw this person as my friend, and would never even dare speak this way to anyone, especially a friend. From then on, occasional random rude comments started to come our way, and at this point I'm just hurt when I hear it. It happened already 4 times. From random PPL, and knowing that this will probably happen more in future and perhaps one day someone would make those comments to her when she can understand, it upsets me. I'm sure that our daughter is ours for 100% and she is perfect as she is. To be fair to my husband, shut down such comments when he hears anything right away, but it's about when he is not next to me. I'm terrible at conflicts, and shut down instantly when I feel it's coming. I don't know what to answer for such comments. Second it happens, my head is empty, I get stressed and just upset. I'm very happy having such big and great family, but feels like my youngest not looking like none of us, will have hard way ahead of her, and that hurts. Has anyone had such experience? Maybe have a great instant answer for such comments? Edit, sorry. Dark eyes, I mean as grayish greenish dark mishmash, but I guess eyes still can change and such. Small baby? Comment? Oh my, I got so much of this as well. Our first two, like yours, blonde-haired and blue-eyed. Our third has red hair and green eyes. This is very explicable to us. It's a recessive gene we both carry, and within our families they all know we each have a grandmother with red hair, etc. But dear lord, the comments, especially from creepy-ass inappropriate old men. So many milkman's baby questions and guffaws. I finally got so annoyed with it I started asking if people wanted me to draw them a Punnett square to explain, because they obviously missed that day in biology class. People are gross. My mom has red hair and hazel eyes, freckles very easily, etc. Both her parents had brown hair and blue eyes. She is literally the only redhead in the family, and she has 30+ first cousins. She doesn't really look like any of her family. Maybe a little like her mom if you look really hard. She herself has said that. We were looking through old family photos a while ago and saw photos of her paternal grandma for the first time. Oh my god. My mom looks so much like her. Facial features and all. Turns out she may have been a redhead too, but it faded over time to ginger like my mom's has. It's actually uncanny. Whereas her biological brother, my uncle, is a carbon copy of their dad. Although my daughter isn't married yet, she has a strong redhead gene on my husband's side, and her future husband's mother is a natural bright redhead. My daughter really would love to have a ginger as she loves redheads. I told her that it's a crapshoot when you have a baby what you'll end up with. My husband says I manifested our daughter's red hair through sheer force of will since I love redheads. My stepson had red hair when he was little, but my family has no history of red hair going back at least 5 generations. My husband's family is the same with the exception of his son. With red hair and blue eyes, it's like she got every recessive gene we carry. As the red-haired daughter of a blonde mother and dark-haired father, I agree that people can be gross. When I was a kid I once asked my mom what a milkman was because we didn't have home delivery, and some adult had just made a joke about where I got my hair that didn't make sense. There was never any confusion within the family. Redheads existed on our family tree, but I'm the only one in my generation. I expect the same will happen with me. I carry the red gene, only my aunt has red hair of the entire family, although I have strawberry blonde, so chances are it might pop up somewhere. Maybe not, but you wouldn't know. I would absolutely go there and accuse them of everything they accuse me of if this would happen. Are you saying I have been cheating? Holy shit, Pam. I thought you had a college degree, but you clearly don't know anything about genes. Maybe read about that before you accuse me, your friend, of something so vile. OP. People like that, you should shut down immediately. Don't give them a second to breath after such comments. From now on you have to be a tiger mama. Maybe you can take that shit, but your child will be damaged, so shut it down before your kids start to understand. If she insinuate you being a slut/whore, etc., give her such comments. No, I am not like you to take all dicks I see. Don't be a bitch all the time. Take a break. No, I wouldn't do this to my husband. Maybe it's easy for you, but I don't. Practice on that kind of comments and show no mercy. Best of luck. Story 2. My boyfriend got a woman pregnant when we were broken up and I don't think I can handle it. Hey, this my first time posting on Reddit and I hope to this right. So I am 26F, and my boyfriend, let's call him Max, have been together since our senior year in college, so we have been together for almost 5 years in couple of months. We had a great relationship, everyone was happy for us. We had the kind of relationship where people say these two were made for each other. But in February we got into a huge fight because I got a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity, but it was really far from where we live, so I told him I want this job and I am going to accept the offer, and he said no because he doesn't want to go somewhere far away from his family and friends, especially when his mom is old and he need to be here for her because she doesn't have anyone but him. I love his mom to pieces and I have a great relationship with her, but this job was my dream job, so we fought for weeks until we both agreed we want two different things, so we broke up. It was so hard and heartbreaking. I never loved anyone as much as I loved him. Fast forward to the end of September when he called me and told he is right now at the airport in my city and to come pick him up, and he said he will explain everything to me when I get there, so I did. In the moment I saw him I started crying because of how much I missed him and hugged and kissed him. When we got to my apartment he explained everything. Our breakup was hard on him, he tried to move on but couldn't, and his mom told him she is okay if she stayed in a nursing home her sister was staying in. I was so happy and I started crying out of happiness because this past months were hard on me. I tried to move on, going on dates with other guys and tried other things, but nothing worked. We talked all night and I told him I have been with other men in the past months, but it was never serious, and he said it was okay because he was with other women too. We both agreed it was okay and to never talk about it because it didn't matter. Oh, how was I wrong? About 3 weeks ago I got back from work and he was home sitting on the couch and his face was pale. I asked him what's wrong. I thought something happened to his mom, but no, he told me to sit down with a nervous voice, and I was so scared. He told me he slept with one of his childhood friends, 26F, when we weren't together, and she just called him and told him she is pregnant with his baby. I was quiet from the shock and he begged me not to leave him and he swore he used protection and he is sorry. He cried. It was the first time I saw him crying ever and it broke me. I started crying too and I told him I don't want to break up again because I love him so much. He went back to our home city to talk to her and they agreed to take a paternity test when the baby is born. But she said it's his baby because she didn't sleep with anyone but him. According to him, they started sleeping together at the end of August and he ended it when his mom told to go after me, and I actually believe her. I don't know why, but I really do, and so does Max. I told him I will stay with him because I love him and he got her pregnant when we weren't together, so I don't blame him. He always wanted to be a father and we talked about marriage and kids. We want that for us, but now he is going to be a dad, but I'm not going to be a mom. I can tell he is happy about the baby and I pretend I am okay, but I'm not happy. I'm not okay. Whenever he is not home I can't stop crying. I hear him talking to her about the pregnancy, and when we are coming to visit, talking about baby names and shit. I can't take it anymore. I feel sad all the time and he is starting to notice and begging me to talk to him. He have been showing me a lot of affection these days. I can tell he is scared I am going to leave him. I don't know what to do. I love him more than anything, but I don't think I can handle this. So tell me, Reddit, what should I do? Comment. If you really want to try to make this work. Individual therapy for you and couples therapy for you and your BF. Look, you are in still processing the shock. You are in mourning for the lost future you dreamed of and you are likely not in a good emotional state to assess what you want to do long term right now. So, get some therapy to help you grieve the loss of your perfect future. Get into couples therapy with your BF and start talking about how you two could manage this long-distance parental relationship, and likely you will at some point need to add in the baby's mother to discuss co-parenting. Get a lawyer and start sorting out the legal side of this: custody, visitation, child support. I know it doesn't kick in until after the paternity, but it all needs to get sorted, and having an agreement is far more sensible. You may find as you work through the process you can't do this and you don't want to be part of this. That is okay. But this is not something you decide when your emotions are high and volatile. Although my daughter isn't married yet, She has a strong redhead gene on my husband's side, and her future husband's mother is a natural bright redhead. My daughter really would love to have a ginger as she loves redheads. I told her that it's a crapshoot when you have a baby what you'll end up with. As the red-haired daughter of a blonde mother and dark-haired father, I agree that people can be gross. When I was a kid, I once asked my mom what a milkman was because we didn't have home delivery, and some adult had just made a joke about where I got my hair that didn't make sense. There was never any confusion within the family. Redheads existed on our family tree, but I'm the only one in my generation. I have a redhead kid with neither parent redheaded. Genetics and recessive genes are a thing, people. I think you just need to defend yourself sternly and be prepared to do so without it being an issue. If anything, make them feel like the idiot for not understanding something too complicated. Yet, definitely depends on how much they slept together. Once would ring massive alarm bells, even a few times. Like end of August to mid-end of September? That's one average menstrual cycle. Not saying it's impossible, but the chances are slim, especially if protection was used, which the BF claims it was, which is how the story is presented. If it was more regular than once or twice a week, I would not want to get involved with the BF again because I feel like that's indicative of something more than casual sex. Either way, this is just so weird and questionable. This sounds too convenient that they used protection and she ended up pregnant. Yes, there is a failure rate in human error, but for him to be so broken up, then excited about this rekindling of your relationship, then excited about his baby? This is whiplash to me. Be first, because you never will from now on. The BM will pull him back constantly and you will always lose. Make it clean. Tell him to go back home and you seek therapy to move on.